Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Quantum Penguino. Today, we're going to be looking at the top 10 Pokemon. So, without further ado, here's number 10. At number 10, we have Ice-Cube. This is Quantum Penguino after all, so I had to include a penguin Pokemon on this list. Although Piplup is another candidate for number 10 on this list, we have to consider that Ice-Cube actually fits the theme of Quantum due to his ability. Similar to Mimikyu, he has an ability where if he gets hit by a physical attack, he loses a little ice cube on his head. So, for existing a superposition of two states, Ice-Cube takes the spot at number 10. At number 9, we have an unlikely candidate with Porygon. Porygon caused a lot of controversy in the Pokemon community for various reasons. One reason was that the only way you could originally obtain Porygon was by gambling your life savings away in the Celadon Game Corner. Additionally, when Porygon premiered in the anime, the animation caused a bunch of seizures in Japanese children that sent them to the hospital. This was obviously very controversial and not good, so Porygon was censored from future iterations of the anime. Nonetheless, Porygon has one of my favorite evolution lines since it represents how computer graphics progress from 3D graphics and polygons to having some textures all the way to having some wonky viruses and glitches. At number 8, we have Umbreon, my favorite evolution. I love Umbreon for a few reasons. First, it reminds me of my cat. Also, Umbreon has the cool perk where it evolves only when you max out its friendship at night. If you max out its friendship during the day, it actually evolves into an Espeon instead. For being a cool cat and literally nocturnal like myself, Umbreon takes the cake as the 8th best Pokemon. At number 7, we have Alakazam. Now, Alakazam was already hard enough to get since Abra would always run away from wild fights. On top of that, you had to trade with a friend to get him evolved from a Kadabra. As a kid, Alakazam was basically a legendary Pokemon. So, when Sabrina took one out in the gym battle, I almost cried tears of fear. For being one of my favorite Psychic types, and having a dope-ass Mega Evolution, Alakazam takes a spot at number 7. At number 6, we have the definition of a good character arc, the Squirtle Squad. Originally, the Squirtle Squad was a band of miscreants just causing havoc in the Pokemon community. After meeting Ash, the Squirtle Squad turned to the good side and became a gang of firefighters that put out fires caused by Team Rocket. For straight up just being gangster, we have the Squirtle Squad coming in at number 6. At number 5, you may be wondering where the Pokemon is on this screen. That's because number 5 comes from a glitch in the game, Missing No. When the player helps his old man on the ground by giving him some coffee, he then brings the player into a catching tutorial. During this catching tutorial, the player's name is overridden by the old man's name. Due to the way the wild Pokemon are generated, once you fly to Cinnabar Island, the game still recognizes you as Old Man, and then is unable to generate the correct Pokemon, resulting in Missing No. At number 4, we have the only mythical legendary on this list, Deoxys. In the original Hoenn games, they had a whole city dedicated to basically having a NASA Space Center. Although only obtainable through an event, the Space Center would allow you to meet Deoxys and catch him, making him even more rare than Alakazam. Deoxys is also one of the few Pokemon to ever canonically die after taking a Hyper Beam point blank to the dome from Rayquaza. At number 3, we have my favorite Pokemon from a starting line, Grovile. Not only does he have one of my favorite moves in the game with Leaf Blade, Grovile also goes through a character arc in Mystery Dungeon where he goes from the dark side to the light side and ends up helping the main character save the world. Additionally, he reminds me just straight up of Sasuke and Zoro from anime, which makes him 10 times cooler. At number 2, we actually have my most disliked Pokemon, Darkrai. Darkrai is an enigma because this thing gave me legitimate nightmares as a child. It also has some of the coolest move setups, being able to use Hypnosis and Dream Eater to set up on your opponent. The Pokemon designers knew what they were doing with this one, and they scared the crap out of me. That's what gets Darkrai number 2 on my list. At number 1, we have my favorite Pokemon of all time, Mimikyu. Mimikyu is also crazy creepy, but I was a lot older when I encountered it, so it didn't scare me as much. Mimikyu's Pokédex entry literally says that if you see under its disguise, you will die. Additionally, it has really cool lore because the whole thing behind Mimikyu is that it disguises itself as a Pikachu so that people love him. For a Pokemon that just wants to be loved, this little guy gets number 1 on my list. Thank you everyone for watching. I just wanted to do a little something different today. Let me know in the comments what you think are your favorite Pokemon and any suggestions for future videos. Thank you again for all the support. It means a lot. Peace out.